Hi, it's Michael. And just a reminder that these meditations are intended to be done in the stillness and quiet of a space that you feel comfortable in, where you can close your eyes for a few moments and relax. So if you're anywhere that requires you to be mindful and aware of your surroundings, make sure to keep your eyes open, keep alert and aware. Otherwise, let's take a deep breath in and breathe out and let it all settle. And then go ahead and close down your eyes, or you can just stay here with me. And then start to connect to the breath. Just feeling what it feels like in this moment to breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the air enter and exit through the nostrils as you breathe in and breathe out. Just playing with the sense of curiosity. What does it feel like to have that air enter in and exit out? What is the temperature of the air as it enters into the nostrils? And how does that temperature differ as it exits? Just for a moment, playing with what it feels like to simply breathe. And now allow for that breath to drop into the chest and feeling a rise and fall of the chest with each breath. Feeling it nice and high as you breathe in and breathe out. Feeling that full expansion of the chest as you breathe in, and then a dropping of the chest, a fall of the chest as you breathe out. Just playing with what it feels like to expand the chest, and then what it feels like to let it fall. Breathing in and breathing out. Bringing back that curiosity to what it feels like to breathe in and breathe out. And now drop that awareness and attention into the belly, feeling a full deep breath from below, feeling that expansion of the belly outward with each inhale, and then letting go and letting it come back to center with each exhale. That full deep inhale, letting the belly expand, and feel that collapse as it comes in, letting all of the air out. And just feeling into the sense of expansion again with the belly, feeling that large expansive breath, and then letting it all go on the exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. And then start to draw your awareness to the edges of the body, the space between you and the space around you. Noting where your body ends and that openness of space begins, start to become aware of the space directly in front of you. Letting the breath push you into that space in front of you. Breathing in and coming back as you breathe out. feeling that forward motion through space as you breathe in, and then settling backwards into that space as you breathe out. Breathing in, feeling that forward motion, and breathing out, coming back. And then start to notice the space to either side of you. And with each inhale, allow for the shoulders and arms to begin to press outward into the openness of space to either side. Breathing in, feeling that large expansion outward, and then letting it come back to center. Breathing in, feeling that large, expansive breath taking you outward, and then coming back to center. Breathing in and breathing out. And then become aware of the entire body, the space above, below, in front of you and to either side. And with the breath, begin to imagine the entire body expanding in each direction, fully giving yourself permission to just take up space. Breathing in, feeling that wide expansion in each direction. And breathing out, coming back to a secure, stable center. Breathing in, feeling that full expansion in all directions. And breathing out, letting it all come back. And then finally, one more time with a deep inhale, feeling expansion in all directions. And then come back to center. And now allowing for the breath to return to a normal pace, not needing to manipulate it in any way. But from here, begin to become aware of the body, aware of what you're sitting on, and aware of what's beneath you. And with that awareness, begin to allow for a sinking into the cushion beneath you, feeling a heaviness of the lower body. Just letting everything settle into that space. And as you feel into that settling from below, start to connect to the upper body as well. Feeling that rise from above, almost as if the shoulders had two balloons attached to them that could take you to the ceiling. Playing with that rise and fall. And then start to become aware of the entire body, from head to toe, noting where you are in space and time here and now. And start to draw all of your attention and awareness to the crown of your head, just right at the top. And start to notice if there's a discomfort there, if there's anything that may feel like an ache or a pain. And just letting yourself play with what it might feel like to let go. What would it feel like to release? And then drop that awareness onto the forehead, into the space between your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth. And then drawing awareness into the jaw, just letting it drop. Becoming aware of the entirety of the upper body, begin to note if there's any tension or tightness there. And if there is, Give yourself permission to just let everything drop, everything settle, playing again with that feeling of what would it feel like to let go. And then draw that awareness to the inside of the mouth, the teeth, the tongue, the roof of the mouth, and down the throat. Become aware of the entirety of the neck and just let everything release as you let go. And then draw that awareness to the shoulders, letting them drop, releasing any tension that might be stored there. And then moving that awareness and attention down through the arms, through the elbows, the forearms, into the wrists, into the fingers. Feeling in for any tension or tightness that might be held there, and if there is, just let it go. Playing with this lightness of the arms, almost as if they could float up to the ceiling. And then draw that awareness to the space between the shoulders. Dropping down from the shoulders into the lower back. Becoming aware of all of the muscles from the upper back near the neck down to the lower back. You're just fully aware of any tension or tightness being held there. And in whatever way feels right, begin to let go. And then draw that awareness into the belly. Letting go. And then drop that awareness down into the lower half of the body, starting with the seat, the hips, the pelvis. Down through the upper legs. Feeling again that heaviness, that sinking from beneath. And then draw that awareness to the knees, the calves, the shins, the ankles, into the feet and through the toes. Just scanning through the entire lower body, seeing if there's anything that might be holding on, and if so, let go. And then draw that awareness and attention to the entire body, from above to below, from the head to the toes. Just scanning through almost as if you could take a ray of light and pinpoint each part of the body, drawing attention from the top of the head to the toes. And then start to note the places on the body that might still be holding on, those spaces of tension or tightness. And draw the awareness and attention to that spot. Maybe it's the shoulders, or the space between the shoulders. Maybe it's a tightening of the hands or fists. Or maybe it's the lower back. And whatever's calling out for your attention in this moment, give yourself full permission to bring your awareness and attention to that spot. And in whatever way feels right for you, begin to create movement. If it's the shoulders, perhaps letting them roll back once or twice. If it's the lower back, creating movement in the seat from side to side. Releasing the hands or feet. Moving the neck from side to side. Tuning into the body, and in response to the stressful situation outside, start to tune into what the body needs. And just give yourself that gift of movement. And with each movement, just allow for yourself to sink deeper and deeper, letting go. And then from here, begin to bring the attention into the chest, aware of the muscles within the chest. And become aware of the heart. And if it's helpful, you can bring a hand and place it on the heart, feeling into the beating. And start to connect with the pace. How fast is the heart beating right now? Just let yourself be with the heart, taking a moment in stillness and silence to just focus on the beating of that heart, not needing to be anywhere else, but right here. And then, still in connection with the heart, begin to tune into the emotions or the feelings that might be present for you in response to the stressful situation you're facing right now. Just letting them be there, not needing to push them away or make them any different, but just allow for yourself to become aware of what is there for you. Is there an anger? Is there sadness? Is there fear? Is there confusion? Just give yourself permission to feel whatever is coming up for you. There's no right or wrong way to feel. It just is. And as you begin to identify these emotions, these feelings that are present, start to label them with their name. Saying to yourself, I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling scared. I'm feeling angry. And again, without judgment, without needing to fix or change a thing about your experience, just let it be present. And then start to tune into the emotion that's calling out for you, the one that is most in need right now. And fix your attention on that feeling or that emotion that's present for you. And almost as if you could take that within your hand, begin to allow for that to come back and be placed on the heart. If it feels right, bringing the hand back there if it's moved, and drawing that feeling or emotion closer to the heart, attaching to it. And then begin to imagine the heart as a mechanism within your chest that could breathe on its own. Just as you experience that expansion and collapse, your heart can now expand and collapse. And in connection to the heart, with that feeling or emotion connected to it, with each breath, begin to imagine the heart expanding into the entirety of the chest cavity, taking up every last inch. And with each exhale, allowing for it to return back to its space. Allowing for that feeling of that inhale to take the heart wider and wider. And then coming back. continuing to play with this image of the heart expanding and collapsing. And with that, begin to imagine that emotion or feeling expanding with it, getting larger and larger in your body, feeling it in its entirety. And then with each exhale, letting go and feeling it come back to center, to its right size. Feeling that deep inhale, the heart expanding with that feeling or emotion expanding with it. And then breathing out and letting it come back to center. Take a few moments to just be with this expansion and collapse, noting what that emotion or feeling transforms into with each inhale. Noting how it feels to let go. Taking one final deep breath in. And as that heart expands, let go. Feeling everything return back to center, to the stillness of the here and now. And begin to feel into that feeling or emotion one more time. And fully connect to its need. How can your body begin to express a need for that emotion? In whatever way feels right for you, just letting yourself express that emotion in some way. Whether that's through a clenching of the fists, or a shaking of the body, or a movement from side to side, a gentle rocking. Just let yourself begin to fully express whatever needs to be let out. Whatever is remaining, just let that emotion or that feeling be present and expressed within the body. And then starting to release, to let go of that expression. And as you do, allow for that feeling or that emotion to drop. And watch as it almost settles into the ground beneath you. Still present, but not as oppressive. Let the body relax. Let the breath relax. Let whatever was on you before, that stressful experience, relax. And if you're still holding on to anything, see what it would feel like to let go, to surrender, to not need to hold on anymore. Return to the awareness of the heart, the awareness of the body, the awareness of the breath, the awareness of this moment, right here, right now. Letting thoughts settle, and becoming aware of the sounds within the room. The sound of my voice, any of the ambient noises within the room. Giving yourself permission to experience sound. And then returning to the breath through the nose, breathing in, feeling what it feels like to experience smell. Noting any of the aromas within the room and letting it bring you back to this moment. And with a gentle swallow or running of your tongue over your lips, start to become aware of what it feels like to experience taste in this moment. And then begin to draw your hands together in front of you. Gently begin to rub them back and forth, exploring the feeling of movement in the hands. As you rub them together, feeling the warmth that comes from that friction. And then allowing for yourself to perhaps explore the fabric of your clothing. Exploring what it feels like to touch. Right here, right now. What does it feel like to touch? And then whenever it feels right, if your eyes have been closed, go ahead and flutter them open and start to take in the space around you. The colors, the shapes, the figures. Noting what's above you and below you. Noting what's to each side of you. Noting what's in front of you and what's behind. And fully coming back to the experience of all of the senses right here, right now. Taking it all in, not needing to carry anything else today. And in this space, looking around, take your hand and put it back on your heart. Give yourself a sense of gratitude for showing up for yourself today, for taking time in the midst of a very stressful moment to connect with you. From this space, take a deep breath in and breathe out. And let it all settle. As you go forward this week, continue to remember that through the simple act of connecting back with yourself, whether it's through the breath, through the body, through the heart connecting to the emotional experience, you can allow for yourself to become present to what is here, now, letting go of those thoughts of tomorrow or worries about yesterday. Hold on to this feeling. Remember that this is some place you can return to. That this episode is something you can return to. So as we end today, let's take one more deep breath in and breathe out. Let it all settle. Go take care of yourself, and I will see you next week.